Okay, we are beginning Act 1, Scene 2. Othello and Iago enter with some attendants with torches. They're outside of the Sagittary. That's the inn that Othello is at with his new wife, Desdemona. This is where Iago told Rodrigo to come and get him. Bring Desdemona's father here, and we'll meet. Okay? But meanwhile, Iago is talking friendly with his general, who he's lying about, who he hates. Here we go.
Though in the trade of war I have slain men, yet do I hold it very stuff of the conscience to do no contrived murder. I lack iniquity sometimes to do me service. 9 or 10 times I thought to have yerked him here under the ribs.
'Tis better as it is.
Nay, but he prated and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honour, that with the little godliness I have, I did full hard forbear him. But I pray you, sir, are you fast married? Be assured of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved, and hath in his effect a voice potential as double as the Duke's. He will divorce you, or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law, with all his might to enforce it on, will give him cable.
Okay, so Iago is saying, I don't have what it takes to commit contrived murder. Okay. I lack iniquity. I don't have the sinfulness that's required for that. But I thought I should have yerked this guy, killed this guy. And Othello says, no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. And he says, oh, wait a minute now. So what he said was scurvy and provoking terms against your honor. He's telling Othello that someone else was insulting Othello and that he wanted to defend Othello against him. Lying, cheating guy, right? And so he's telling Othello, I was defending your honor against this guy. And then he says, but, let me know for sure. Are you really married? Just so you know, the Magnifico, that's Vibrantio, the father of Desdemona, he has a lot of power. He will divorce you. Nowadays, the woman would divorce the man would divorce the woman. He's saying the father will divorce you from his daughter. If you displease him, tell me, is this what really happened? Are you really married?
Let him do his spite. My services which I have done the Signori shall outtongue his complaints. 'Tis yet to know which, when I know that boasting is an honor, I shall promulgate. I fetch my life and being from men of royal siege, and my demerits may speak unbonneted to as proud a fortune as this that I have reached. For know, Iago, but that I love the gentle Desdemona. I would not my unhoused free condition put into circumscription and confine for the sea's worth. But look, what lights come yon?
Those are the raised father and his friends. You had best go in.
Okay, so he says, in response to Iago, Othello says, I think that I am important enough. He gets his life and being, he gets his importance from being in the army. And he says that he has a proud enough fortune that he can overcome the disputes of the father. I love the gentle Desdemona, and I would never give up my free condition if it weren't an important girl I was giving it up for. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes some people. Okay, here, who are these people? And Iago says, yeah, those are, that's your father-in-law and his friends. You should go away. And Othello says, no, I'm going to stand here and talk to him. This is the right thing to do.
Not I. I must be found. My parts, my title, and my perfect soul shall manifest me rightly. Is it they?
Oh, by Janus, I think no.
The servants of the Duke and my lieutenant, the goodness of the night upon you, friends. What is the news, Cassio?
notice, he says, is it they? Iago says, no, it isn't, because it's not them. It's actually the people from the council, from the Senate. They're coming to tell him he has to come to a meeting to go to war. You got to go defend Cyprus. It isn't the father that Iago just hyped up to come and catch him.
The Duke does greet you, General, and he requires your post-haste appearance, even on the instant.
What's the matter, Thinker?
Something from Cyprus, as I may divine. It is a business of some heat. The galleys have sent a dozen secret messengers this very night at one another's heels, and many of the consuls raised and met are at the Duke's already. You've been hotly called for, when, being not at your lodging to be found, the Senate hath sent about 3 several quests to search you out.
'Tis well I am found by you. I will but spend a word here in the house and go with you.
Ancient, what makes he here?
Faith, he tonight hath boarded a land carrack. If it prove lawful prize, he's made forever.
I do not understand.
He's married.
To who?
Married to... Shh. Come, Captain, will you go?
Have with you.
Here comes another troop to seek for you.
It is Brabantio. General, be advised, he comes to bad intent.
Hold up. Stand there.
Signor, it is the Moor.
Down with him, thief!
You, Roderigo, come, sir, I am for you.
Keep up your bright swords, or the dew will rust them. Good Signor, you shall more command with yes than with your weapon.
Okay, so as the people who came from the Senate to call him, as they said, okay, we need you. And Othello says, I'm just going to go in for a minute. I'll be right with you. Then Iago explains to this messenger, who is Cassio, he says, he's boarded a land carrack, a big merchant ship. If it prove a lawful prize, he's made forever. What he's saying is, he just married a very important woman. If it proves lawful, if he can make it stick, then he's made forever. He just married into a really rich family. We'll see how it goes for him. And Cassio is like, what? Well, wait a minute. Here walks in Dad, Brabantio. And Brabantio is angry, and he says, what are you doing? And people draw their swords. Now, Iago, notice here, Iago draws his sword, and he says, Rodrigo, I am for you. I will get you. Now, Rodrigo and he were just scheming, okay? And Rodrigo knows that Iago has to pretend he's protecting Othello. Rodrigo is not suspicious of Iago making this, challenge, because he knows it's all part of the act. But Othello says, nope, nothing with the swords. The dew will rust them. Don't take your swords out. Don't waste their time on this. And then he starts talking to his father-in-law. Signor, you shall more command with years than with your weapons. You're old. You don't have to have your sword out. Tell us what you want. And Brabantio goes off.
Oh, thou foul thief! Where hast thou stowed my daughter? Damned as thou art, thou hast enchanted her. For I refer me to all things of sense, if she in chains of magic were not bound. Whether a maid so tender, fair, and happy, so opposite to marriage that she shunned the wealthy curly darlings of our nation, would ever have to incur a general mock, run from her guardage to the sooty bosom of such a thing as thou, to fear, not to delight. Judge me the word, if 'tis not gross in sense that thou hast practised on her with foul charms, abused her delicate youth with drugs or minerals that weaken motion, I'll have disputed on. 'Tis probable and palpable to thinking. I therefore apprehend and do attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts inhibited and out of warrant. Lay hold upon him. If he do resist, subdue him at his peril.
His challenge to Othello is, clearly, my daughter would never, ever get married to something like you. Very racist, very nasty, very mean. And the only way she ever would is if she were acted upon by magic. Clearly, you had some kind of chemicals, drugs, minerals, some enchantment. You are an abuser of the world. You are a magician. You are a witch. Okay? He's challenging him, which he can do because he's a foreigner. He's a guy from somewhere where they do this stuff, over there, out there somewhere. We, in Venice, we are the good Christians, but somewhere out there, this guy has these secret skills, and that's how you bewitched my daughter. Okay, it's horribly, nastily racist, and or at least prejudiced against Othello. And Othello, I mean, what can you say?
Put your hands, both you of mine, inclining and the rest. Were it my cue to fight, I should have known it without a prompter. Where will you that I go to answer this your charge?
To prison, till fit time of law and course of direct session call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be therewith satisfied, whose messengers are here about my side upon some present business of the state to bring me to him?
'Tis true, most worthy Signor. The Duke's in council, and your noble self, I am sure, is sent for.
Ah, the Duke in council in this time of the night? Bring him away. Mine's not an idle cause. The Duke himself or any of my brothers of the state cannot but feel this wrong as 'twere their own. For if such actions may have passage free, bond slaves and pagans shall our statesmen be.
Now, first, Othello says, okay, what do you want me to do to, where am I supposed to go to defend myself? Brabantio says, go to prison until we can bring you to court. And Othello, in sort of a, it's not really a snarky, sarcastic reply, but there's a little bit of it there. He says, okay, I'll go to jail for you. Then what's going to happen when the Duke asks where I am? These people want me to go talk to the Duke. What am I going to do? And then the officer says, yeah, that's right. The Duke wants to talk to him. And Brabantio then is stuck with, what? What the Duke is going on? This middle of the night? All right, fine. We'll go there and we'll bring this wrong to the Duke and the council. And they will understand because they're statesmen just like me. Let's go. And that's the end of scene 2.